Reading from the Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, Lord.
Jesus said to Nicodemus, "Just as Moses lifted up the serpent in the desert, so must the Son of Man be lifted up, so that everyone who believes in him may have eternal life. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, so that everyone who believes in him might not perish, but might have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world might be saved through him. Whoever believes in him will not be condemned, but whoever does not believe has already been condemned, because he has not believed in the name of the only Son of God. And this is the verdict, that the light came into the world, but people preferred darkness to light, because their works were evil. For everyone who does wicked things hates the light, and does not come toward the light, so that his works might not be exposed. But whoever lives the truth comes to the light, so that his works may be clearly seen as done in God." The Gospel of the Lord. Who here likes to be told that they're wrong? Nobody? Huh. Alright, who gets a real thrill out of telling other people they're wrong? Alright, we got a couple honest souls. Alright, so in a general sense, that's what's kind of on my heart today, with especially our gospel reading. But, even going back to, the first reading, how did it start? The people added infidelity to infidelity, practicing all the abominations of the nations, and polluting the Lord's temple, which he had consecrated in Jerusalem. And God sending, early and often, God sending messengers and messengers to them, trying to have compassion and, calling them back to, the Lord's way of life. And what do? They mock them and send them away. They don't want to hear it. Nobody likes to be told that they're wrong, right? Even I think, when we know that it's the Lord telling us. Even when God is saying to us, hey, I think you should turn the other way, there's a resistance to it. We just don't want to be told that we're wrong, or that we're doing something wrong, or that we've misbehaved, or whatever it is. Answer, do you like it when I tell you that you're doing something wrong at school? You do? That's a trick. I've never told him that he's done something wrong. That's a trick. But really, we don't like it. There's something resistant in us. We just don't want to, I don't know, we don't want to change. What is it? Think again, put this in a different context. We had a couple honest souls who said that they enjoy telling people that they're wrong. But what about in parenting or as a teacher? I just think about certain situations I've been in as a teacher or as a priest. I don't enjoy telling a student that they've done something wrong or that they've, misbehaved. I don't like that action, and I don't get a thrill out of it. And they don't like being told that they're wrong. So what is it? It has to be done, doesn't it? And we have to correct people. We have to punish people at times. We have to be corrected. We have to be punished. We don't like it, though. What's missing? I was thinking about it in terms of the gospel. There's a lot of people out there who have a real experience of, or a perceived experience of, condemnation and judgment. It's the same sort of thing. Really, in a lot of our experiences, we grow up and our parents tell us when we're doing something wrong, our teachers tell us we're doing something wrong, and yeah, certainly we get some affirmation when we're doing something right, but think about the experience of being told that we're doing something wrong. For a lot of people who come to, just an experience of Christianity, all they're confronted with is your life doesn't match up. You're doing something wrong. Condemnation and judgment. I find it interesting how often in this passage we hear that God's intention was that his people might have eternal life. He did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world might be saved. However, perish. We could be condemned. There is an element of judgment. That's a reality of it. God came to save us, but we're judged along the way. What is missing in this? You know what I think it is that it's real. We need to be told we're doing something wrong. We need to be corrected. And when we come face to face with the Lord, our life needs to be judged. It needs to come into the light, and we need to understand what doesn't match up. But what I think in so many of our experience even, and the experience of other people, is that there's no one showing me, there's nobody giving me a stepping stone to the life that God promises. There's no one leading me to that life. It just stops with, you don't match up. Why is that? Why is there no one leading me from this place on the other side, being confronted with the light of God? My life doesn't match up. How do I get from here to where, He's leading me? We have to be those ones. At the 8 o'clock Mass, if you wonder why I just talk in circles right now in this homily, it's because I preach a completely different homily at the 8 o'clock Mass. We had our elected candidates from RCIA, and the gospel was a man born blind. And what's interesting about it is he tells his story over and over and over. People keep asking him, what happened to you? How can you now see if you were born blind? What did this man do for you? And they ask him again and again, and he tells his story again and again. And he comes to understand in a more deep and profound way what Jesus had done for him. And it's a call for us, too, to reflect on our own lives, coming from this place of maybe initial, condemnation, being corrected, being judged, to coming to be in the light where God has led me to life and changed my heart and life to match up more and more with His. There's a story there. From here to here, there's something in between, and too often as Christians, we get to this spot where, I'm in the light, man. I'm in the light. And you're in the darkness. You gotta change over there. You gotta change. Darkness. I have a story that I can tell this person that shows them steps along the way how He worked in my own life. How I've come to believe more and more and given Him more and more of my heart. That can show them that it's possible to come to this place of darkness to a place of light, a place of condemnation to a place of truth, to a place of misbehavior to a place of good behavior. I think about our own experiences growing up too. Go back there. Where do we learn to be good Christians? We learn to be good Christians by being good humans. Good as adults, good parents, good teachers, good whatever. And even as I correct a child, I think to myself, am I leaving them here in this darkness? Or am I really giving them an opportunity to take a step and grow and change? You can think about it as parents. Do I leave this child here in this place of punishment to figure it out themselves? Or do I take steps along the way to help nurture and grow? That's where I'm learning. That's where I'm growing. That's where so many of us are learning and growing collectively. And as students, as teenagers, as whatever age we are, we know, we trust, we have to trust. As Jesus has said to us today, that there is life and light on the other side. Sometimes we don't always experience it in our lives from those who lead us and teach us. But Jesus promises that it's true. We put our faith and trust in Him and allow Him to change our hearts and our lives and come to live in the light. And it's not always easy, but it's true and it's good. And it gives us a freedom. And it gives us that story that we can share and tell. For those who are curious, who stand in this place, who are confronted with the reality that my life doesn't match up, to give them hope and promise that they might be led to a place of truth and life.